What's up, Star Wars fans? Today I want to talk about The Book of Boba Fett, Episode 4. I asked you, the community, what you thought was coming in this episode, and as always, you came through with some great predictions. And Andrew Berg was one of those commenters on the community tab, and he simply states, Bosk and or Dengar will make an appearance and help Boba. And that's some great speculation, Andrew. I think if either of those two are going to show up and actually help Boba Fett, I'd say it'd actually be Bosk, since he was part of his crew back during the Clone Wars animation series. But I could also definitely see another bounty hunter introduced in Episode 4 like Dengar, someone that's going to be working with the Pike Syndicate and is going to be their muscle moving forward. So thanks for that prediction, Andrew. Let's move on now to longtime supporter of the channel, JetBlast190. He states on the community tab, with the Pikes arriving in force on Mos Espa, they're definitely going to ratchet up the pressure on Boba, Fennec, and Boba's claim to Daimyo of Tatooine. Their own pride and reputation are at stake, and they see this as an opportunity to re-establish much of their former position and glory before the defeat of the Shadow Collective when Darth Sidious killed Savage Opress and captured Maul. And certainly that makes a lot of sense to me, JetBlast190. The Pike Syndicate no doubt heard about Boba Fett taking out Bib Fortuna and decided that it was time to take action and try and take advantage of this situation. And just looking at the 2 seasons we've gotten from The Mandalorian, certainly it doesn't seem like the New Republic is operating much in the Outer Rim, and I bet the Pike Syndicate has been on the move and expanding, moving in and taking over many different planets in this area. Now, JetBlast190 also stated that he thinks this is going to be a slow build, that the Pike Syndicate are going to establish themselves on Tatooine. There will be some small scrimmages, but in just a few episodes away, in Episode 7, the finale of Season 1, that's when we'll get the big showdown between Boba Fett and the Pike Syndicate. And I definitely have to agree with him on that one. Again, we've had some misdirects as to who the big baddie in this series is going to be. At first we thought it was going to be the Mayor, then we thought it was going to be the Hutts, but now we've finally arrived at the Pike Syndicate, and it makes most sense to me that this is the conflict that is going to build until the finale of this season. But let's move on to another comment here by Bobby V. He states, I think Boba will try and ride the Rancor, but it's not going to go so well. Remember what Danny Trejo said. And yeah, Bobby, Danny Trejo's character definitely said that it was going to take some time for Boba to be able to do that, so it'd make a lot of sense if we get to see Boba and the Rancor training, showing that discipline that it takes for Boba to actually ride the Rancor, and I'm assuming in the finale is when we'll finally get to see him ride the Rancor, and he'll be riding the Rancor into battle, which will be part of the way that he solidifies himself as the Daimyo of Tatooine. But hey, thanks for that, Bobby. Let's move on now to another comment on the community tab. Coming to us from AirAvGP, he states, the biker gang will become Boba's spies and investigate how deep the conspiracy runs. On Tatooine, Boba will gather a meeting with all his generals under Jabba the Hutt and make a proposal to form an alliance and overthrow the Pikes and the Mayor. Garda Fwip will play a bigger role in this episode. And yeah, that all makes a lot of sense to me. I think the biker gang is going to be the eyes and ears of Boba Fett. I mean, we saw that at the end of Episode 3 already, and they're going to be figuring out, as you suggested, who exactly is siding with the Pikes and who is still possibly going to be on Boba's side. And certainly your prediction about Boba gathering all the generals together for a dinner, that makes a lot of sense too, because it is something that we did see in the trailers. And if I had to guess, I'd say that's what's going to lead to some sort of conflict in this episode. This biker gang snooping around, trying to figure out what's going on. They're going to get themselves in a whole heap of trouble, and Boba and Fennec are going to have to come to the rescue. But hey, thanks for your speculation, Arav. Really appreciate it. And let's move on to another comment on the community tab from Darth Ryan. He states, for Episode 4, we will already be about halfway through Season 1, and I think that means it's going to be a big episode. I think for flashbacks, we could see Boba moving on and tracking down Slave One, finding Fennec, and getting his armor back. And yeah, that all makes a lot of sense, Darth Ryan. I'm hoping the flashbacks aren't going to take up quite so much time in this episode, and that they're just going to be a brief look back, sort of filling in those gaps and showing us what happened during that time. Personally, I really hope that we get a strong focus on the present and really move forward that narrative, and that those flashbacks are going to play less and less of a role in this season as we move forward. But hey, thank you for your prediction, Darth Ryan, and thank you to to everybody who left a prediction on the community tab. Make sure you check out my episode 3 review if you haven't already. And as always, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.